A little while ago, I made this 47-inch tall fan trellis, and I'll put a link in the description and to the video that's showing where I made it. And this one here at the bottom, the four boards just all come together side by side each other. They're this way, 1.5 inches, and goes deep about 1/2 inch. But today's video is something special, so here it is. A 6-foot high fan trellis that is 32 inches wide, has the boards 7/16 wide and about 1.5 inches deep, and to give it some extra strength at the bottom, I've added a strip of metal around with some bolts. So stay tuned and I'll show you how it's made. These here are some 2x4s that I have that were on pallets, and they're 6 feet tall, and this is where the forklift part goes, and about 2 inches wide right here. So if I cut 3 strips that are 7/16 wide, I should be able to get 3 out of this, and then I can use the other 1.5 inches as horizontal pieces. So I'll cut those also 7/16 wide, and I want to make it probably 5 vertical sections going up. So I should be able to get 3 out of that, and I'll take my next one here and I'll get 3 out of that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these laying here, so I could actually make a couple if I want easily. So now that I have this, I'll double check that there's no nails in my boards, because I will be slicing them down this way. And then I'm just going to set my table saw for 7/16 and make my cuts. So the 3 2x4 6-foot long pallet pieces are now cut out. On the little short pieces, I actually got 15 of those that are 15/16 inches. And these here are the 6-foot long pieces that are 7/8 of a inch wide also. So being at each trellis, I want to use 5 horizontal type boards. I'll pick out the 5 best boards for one and say the 5 best boards for the other, and then what's left will be boards that I can use for the horizontal. So those will be used for horizontal, and those will be used for horizontal. So once I get that figured out, I'll be back. I've got some of these, they're called Simpson Strong ties. They're for actually holding a couple pieces of boards together. You would put one here, add some screws into there, and then same as over there. But what I'm going to do, since these are 18 inches, I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to bend it so it goes around this bottom. And then when it's up 3 or 4 inches like this, I'm going to drill a hole here, maybe even 2, and I'm going to bolt it on both sides, and then that will give me a very solid, strong bottom. So the width of this is 2 inches and 1/8. I've marked a line here on the metal, here on the metal, and ideally if I can bend it exactly where the lines are, then it should come up this far on the side. So that's what I'm shooting for. So let me bend and let's see if it works. So here's my piece of metal that I bent, 2 1/8 this way and whatever this way. So I put it in a vise, bent it, and then used a hammer to flatten it out a bit better. So let's see. It should go right over nice and tight. When it's in there, it'll go there, and then it'll go up a little bit on either side. And now what I'm going to do is I'll drill a couple big size holes, and I'll put bolts right through the whole thing, and that'll make the bottom super strong. So when these bolts are done, I'll come back and show you the bottom's finished. This bolt and nut is 2.5 inches long, and it'll just barely go past, and it's not really a huge size, so that should be perfect. Not sure if it'll fit in these holes. If I have to, I'll drill out new holes, and then of course I'm going to drill those holes all the way through the boards. So I got 4 of those, and let's continue on. Done. So I drilled here, drilled some holes through there, came out the other side, and then I put the nuts on. So now it's got a very solid metal piece around the bottom, so it can get banged around and it won't come apart. So I'm going to do that for the other one, and then we'll work on making the fan part of the trellis. Now that the bottom is finished, I'm going to make this trellis about 32 inches wide at the top. So what I've done on my bench here, I just put a nail here and a nail way over here. The nails are 31 inches apart. Add almost a half an inch for each of those trellis pieces, and that'll make about 32. So I've started to install my top board. It's 31 inches long. I put a mark here at half an inch in on both sides. 6 inches down here, marked it. I put my square there, and then I tacked it here twice. I put glue and brad nail. Then I marked right here at the edge here. Then I tacked it twice with my brad nailer, and then I did it over here. So that means the middle and the two outsides are done. Now I'll just find the middle over here. We'll glue and tack it there, and we'll do the same over there, and that will be the top one. And then I'll do one more in the middle and one down near the bottom. And when that's done, I'll show you how it looks. Now that the top is done, I want two more horizontal sections. So I'm going to go 2 feet up from the bottom, and then another 2 feet. So that's 2 feet, 4 feet. This hits at 66 inches, which is 5.5 feet, and then another half a foot up above that. So we'll put one more here, one more there. We'll have the overhang just like this, maybe a half an inch sticking past and half an inch sticking past that. So I got some cutting, gluing, and brad nailing, and then the actual trellis is done, other than maybe some sanding and whatever, painting if I want. And there we go. I finished making my 2 fan trellises. They were made from 3 2x4s that were 6 feet tall that came off of a couple pallets. They have the metal plate at the bottom. They give them the extra strength. They are 7/16 wide and 1.5 inches that way. And later on in the spring, I'll probably give them a paint job, and then we can grow some roses and so on them. So hopefully you like this video. So don't forget to give me the thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And thanks again for watching my video. Thank you.